She's got fangs that are about as long as a cheetah's claws.
The Goliath bird-eating spider is nearly 1 foot wide.
You are looking at something that should not exist. A spider the size of a dinner plate presses itself against the forest floor. Its legs stretch wider than your hand. Thick hair covers every joint. 2 massive fangs sit where you expect something small and delicate. It does not run. It does not hide. It lifts its body, spreads its legs, and lets out a sound you did not know spiders could make. A hiss. This is not a spider you trap in a cup. This is not a spider you step over. And as you stare at it, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Depth does not just hide spiders, it changes them. This is the Goliath Birdeater, and the moment you see one, your idea of what a spider is supposed to be breaks down. Despite the name, this spider does not regularly hunt birds. What makes it unsettling is not what it eats, but how massive it is. The Goliath Birdeater is the largest spider on Earth by mass, with a leg span that can stretch wider than your hand, and a body heavy enough to feel solid when it moves. When it walks across leaf litter, you can actually hear it. Unlike most spiders you are familiar with, this one does not live in webs. It does not hang in corners or disappear into ceilings. It is a ground predator. The Goliath Birdeater lives on the jungle floor, in burrows and under logs, where darkness and cover dominate. It hunts where visibility is low and reaction time matters more than speed. That is why its body is built thick, powerful, and low to the ground instead of light and agile. When you understand that this spider is not designed for walls or webs, its size starts to make sense. It belongs to a deeper layer of the jungle where bulk becomes an advantage. And once you see how it hunts down there, the reason spiders get creepier the deeper you go becomes impossible to ignore. The Goliath Birdeater does not hunt the way most people imagine spiders hunting. It does not spin elaborate webs or wait for something to get tangled. On the jungle floor, that strategy would fail almost instantly. Instead, this spider hunts by waiting. Its body stays low to the ground, legs spread wide, touching soil and leaf litter at multiple points. Every vibration matters. A beetle crawling, a frog shifting its weight, a lizard moving through dry leaves. The spider feels all of it before it ever sees it. When prey gets close enough, there is no warning. The strike is fast, heavy, and direct. The spider uses its mass to pin prey instantly, driving its fangs in before there is time to react. This is where speed matters, but the element of surprise is even more important. In the darkness of the forest floor, reaction time decides everything. Size changes the strategy. Smaller spiders rely on silk and distance to control prey. The Goliath Birdeater relies on weight and timing. It does not need to chase. It needs one clean moment. Its prey can include large insects, amphibians, and occasionally small vertebrates. Once targeted, escape is rare. This hunting style only works thanks to the spider's environment. Deeper in the jungle, the terrain itself begins to work in its favor. As you move deeper into the jungle, the rules change. Light fades faster. The forest floor thickens. Human presence disappears. In that environment, being small and fast stops being the advantage you think it is. Down here, darkness favors bulk over speed. A large body stores more energy and loses it more slowly. The Goliath Birdeater does not need to hunt often, which means it does not need to expose itself constantly. It can wait, conserve, and strike only when the odds are perfect. The deeper jungle is quieter in a strange way. Sound is absorbed by layers of leaves, soil, and roots. Movement is harder to track. A large spider does not stand out. It blends in. Its size becomes camouflage rather than a liability. There are also fewer disturbances, no cleared paths, no regular human traffic. That stability allows spiders to grow older and larger without being flushed out early. Time becomes an ally. In this environment, size means patience. Patience means survival. Over long periods, that survival becomes unsettling. The biggest spiders are not anomalies. They are the result of an environment that rewards waiting instead of rushing. And once size starts working in the spider's favor, the jungle gives it one more advantage. It lets these giants disappear underground. Deeper in the jungle, survival does not happen out in the open. It happens underground. The Goliath Birdeater digs burrows or takes over existing ones beneath roots, fallen logs, and dense leaf litter. These burrows stay cool, dark, and stable, protecting the spider from predators, temperature swings, and sudden disturbances. And for a spider, this massive stability is the difference between hiding and being exposed. Older, larger individuals control the best burrows. These shelters reduce the need to move, which means less energy spent and less risk taken. Inside, the spider can wait for long periods, sensing vibrations from the surface while remaining hidden. Food does not need to be chased. It comes close enough on its own. This underground lifestyle allows continued growth. With fewer threats and lower energy use, the spider can invest resources into size instead of constant survival. Over time, that is how giants form, not through aggression, but through patience. Territory matters here. A good burrow is not just shelter, it is an ambush point. Prey that passes nearby never sees what is coming. And once a spider reaches a certain size, very little forces it to abandon that space. This is why the biggest Goliath bird-eaters are rarely seen. They are not roaming, they are waiting. And when something finally does stumble too close, the encounter feels sudden and overwhelming. Because underground patience turns into surface-level shock. When a Goliath bird-eater is finally exposed, it does not react like a typical spider. It does not flee immediately. It stands its ground. First comes the posture. The spider raises its body, spreads its legs wide, and makes itself look even larger. Thick hair bristles across its limbs. Massive fangs are fully visible. This is not a warning you miss. Then comes the sound. The Goliath bird-eater can produce an audible hiss by rubbing specialized body parts together. In the darkness of the jungle, that sound feels wrong. Spiders are not supposed to be loud, but this one is, and the noise alone often stops an approaching threat. If the warning fails, the spider has another weapon: urticating hairs. With a quick movement of its hind legs, it kicks clouds of microscopic barbed hairs into the air. These once embed in skin, eyes, and lungs, causes intense irritation and panic. The goal is not permanent injury, but sensory overload. And if contact still happens, the bite comes last. The venom is not lethal to humans, but the fangs are large enough to cause immediate pain and shock. Encounters feel terrifying because they happen all at once. You do not see the escalation. You step into it. And in a place where visibility is low and reactions are slow, defense becomes as frightening as attack. Which brings us to the most unsettling advantage of all: how easily these spiders disappear. The most unsettling thing about the Goliath bird-eater is not how big it is how easily it disappears. On the jungle floor, everything is brown, black, and broken. Leaves overlap, soil shifts, shadows never sit still, and the spider matches it all perfectly. Its colors mirror dead leaves and damp earth. Its hair breaks up its outline. When it stops moving, it does not look like an animal at all. It looks like the ground. This spider does not rely on speed to escape detection. It relies on stillness. Movement draws attention in the jungle. Stillness erases it. A Goliath bird-eater can sit exposed in leaf litter and remain unseen, even when you are only a few steps away. That is why people often walk past them without ever knowing. No web glinting in the light. No motion to catch the eye. Just silence and texture, blending into texture. Depth makes this even more effective. The deeper you go, the less light reaches the ground. Fewer reference points exist. Scale becomes meaningless. A large spider does not look large if you cannot see its edges. By the time your brain recognizes the shape, you are already too close. And this is why the biggest spiders are not the ones you notice first. They are the ones you almost step on. Which leads to an even stranger truth. Even when spiders reach unbelievable sizes, most people never see the biggest ones at all. Even though Goliath bird-eaters can reach incredible sizes, most people never see the biggest ones. And if you are wondering why, it is not because they are rare. It is because they are careful. These spiders are primarily nocturnal. They move when you do not. While the jungle feels alive during the day, the largest Goliath bird-eaters wait for darkness, when temperature drops slightly and vibration travels farther through the ground. That is when they leave their burrows, hunt briefly, and return before light exposes them. They also live at low density. A spider this large needs space and resources. That means individuals are spread far apart, not clustered together like smaller spiders. You could walk for hours through perfect habitat and still miss one by a few meters. The jungle itself helps them disappear. Thick vegetation absorbs sound. Leaf litter hides movement. Darkness removes scale. Without reference points, your brain cannot judge size accurately. A massive spider does not look massive if all you see is part of it. And the biggest individuals are usually the oldest. Female Goliath bird-eaters are known to live around 15 to 25 years, while males typically survive only 3 to 6 years, often dying shortly after reaching maturity. That gap matters. The largest spiders you see are almost always old females that have survived decades of predators, scarcity, and accidents. Their size is not just growth, it is proof of time survived. They have survived long enough to learn where not to be seen. They do not wander into open areas or take unnecessary risks. So when people say they never see spiders like this, that does not mean they are not there. It usually means they walked past one without ever knowing. And once you understand that, the deeper rule finally reveals itself. Here is the pattern that ties everything together. As you go deeper, spiders stop following familiar rules. Near the surface, survival favors speed, numbers, and quick reproduction. Smaller spiders live fast, move often, and rely on webs or rapid escapes. But deeper in the jungle, that strategy stops working. Down here, patience replaces speed. Light barely reaches the ground. Sound is absorbed. Movement stands out more than size. In this environment, being fast matters less than being still. Being small does not help if you cannot conserve energy. The spiders that survive are the ones that wait longer, move less, and grow heavier over time. And over the years, that waiting turns into size. This is why deeper does not just mean bigger, it means stranger. Bodies change, behavior shifts. Fear becomes psychological rather than physical. The jungle does not create creepy spiders on purpose. It removes the limits that keep them familiar, which is why the final encounters feel so unsettling when humans finally cross their path. Human encounters with Goliath bird-eaters are rare, but when they happen, they leave a mark. Most are accidents. You step off a trail, you move a log, you walk at night without seeing what is already there. The spider does not approach you, you approach it. And because it relies on stillness, the moment feels sudden and overwhelming. Your brain struggles first. Spiders are supposed to be small, quick, and fragile. This one is heavy, slow, and solid. When it rises into a threat posture, spreads its legs, and hisses, fear kicks in before logic catches up. But here is the truth. These spiders are not hunting humans. They do not chase. They do not stalk. Their reactions are defensive, triggered by proximity and surprise. the venom is not lethal to people. The danger you feel is psychological, not biological. Context changes everything. In its world, this spider is not aggressive. It is responding to vibration, shadow, and intrusion the same way it has survived for generations. What feels terrifying to you is simply a warning meant to create distance. And once you understand that, fear shifts into something else. Respect. Because the deeper you go, the less animals exist for you. They exist for the environment that shaped them. And when humans finally cross into that space, the encounter feels intense because you are the one out of place, which is why the final rule matters most. Deeper does not mean deadlier, it means unforgiving. So now you know, the deeper you go, the less spiders follow familiar rules. They stop being fast and small and become heavy, patient, and silent. If this changed how you see the jungle, subscribe and comment what creature you want next, because depth doesn't just hide nature, it reshapes it.